So yeah, so I showed up, like, who the fuck is this? Open the door. And then when I see who it is, when I open the door, I'm like, damn, and I couldn't help myself. I said, what the fuck are you doing here? But it wasn't so much like, what the fuck are you doing here? It was just like, I couldn't help myself. I'm like, I opened the door, like, what the fuck are you doing here? And I stepped in and shut the door behind me. And that was about it. There was like very little other talk. I said some shit like, man, you gotta go. What the fuck are you got going on? Time to leave. Why was he there at 5 a.m. to invite you to leave? I have no idea, voter. I have no idea. I've been there however long, about 2 weeks now at this point. I'm cool with my parents. I'm not a freeloader. I give them money. I help them do whatever they need help doing. I don't tell all you guys that because you guys would, no, not all of you, but the trolls would be like, you trying to bait donations off of saying you did this or that. No, of course I wouldn't do that. But anyways, I'm very good with my parents. You know, and they care about me and do whatever they can to help me. So yeah, they don't like him either. You know, it's not like he's a frequent visitor. Especially if at that early fucking hours. It's just way too weird. But anyway, it wasn't just like, oh, that wasn't even the issue. Literally, I'm like, you gotta move, get the fuck up out of here. And then this motherfucker jumps up and he said something. I don't remember what the fuck he said. He said something while looking at me a certain way and coming towards me with a step, of which I interpreted it as a threat. I interpreted it as a threat, as me being in imminent physical danger, and I did what I had to do to defend myself with the bare minimum of violence or pain inflicted. Quite honestly, there you go. Plain language statement. Cut the check. Well, voter, like I said, he comes, you know, we're not very far by the time he jumps up. There's like two strides and he's there. So he takes one stride straight towards me and then, yeah. I mean, that one was a home run. And he went flying backward and there's a footstool and he stumbles over it. And then, so I'm engaged, like, I don't know what the fuck, So it was one strike. And, yeah, literally, like, you've seen me Rudy Tooty Batooty motherfucker before. I sat him down. And I'm like, look what the fuck just happened. I'm like, fuck you running that like that. You got me fucked up. And then he was, like I said this morning, he was still punch drunk. And, his shit is leaking like a fucking water faucet. He's still punch drunk, but he's still mad. But at the same time, he's disoriented and uncoordinated. So he tries to come charging towards me again. So then rather than just fucking, I could have just hit him with another one or another 2 or 3, whatever I wanted. He's punch drunk. He's like not even coordinated. He's slow and stumbly and clumsy. And, the first one was enough. So it was a kapow. And, he stumbled over and, for a second, as he was falling, I was still going to keep giving it to him, but I caught myself and I just stood there and let him stumble back over and fall down on the ground and get up and try to gather himself. And then he looks at me and tries to run at me again. So like I said, rather than fucking uppercutting him or left hooking or sending another straight right down the chamber, so I just grabbed him and put him in a little fucking headlock and that was it. Had him in a headlock where one of my arms was underneath here, up, under his neck. And the other one had him in a headlock, and I'm just like, I'm just on top of him. And the way my knee got fucked up is I did whatever, like sprawled so that, he's not just wrestling with me. And then it was just like a wrestling thing. And he's screaming the whole time. Ah! And I'm like, man, shut your bitch ass up. You fucking, what do you think's going on here? It's embarrassing for me. I felt bad for my parents to have to see it. So yeah, he's screaming for this and that. My mom's on the couch, like, kind of like, what? She's like, guys, calm, stop, everybody quit. And I'm like, man, I'm about to let this motherfucker go. And then he's like, call the police. And I'm like, you ain't gotta call the police. I'm about to let your stupid bitch ass go. You got your mind right, didn't you? And so yeah, it was like 3 people standing around screaming, and then, I got him in the fucking headlock, and I just stood up and let his shit go. And then he ran off and scurried around the corner into the kitchen. And I didn't know what he was doing at first because I went down the hall into the room. You guys see me kicking in. And I don't even know what I was doing in there. I don't even, I just went back in there for a second. I don't know what I clearly wasn't going to be able to kick it and let it cool down, but I went into the room for like a split second, and then I turned back out of the room, and he himself is on the phone calling 911. So I know more than to interfere with the 911 call. Plus, I was done with him. I just let him go. This motherfucker jumped up and charged at me and got motherfucking what happened, and then... No, I don't grab anything. Yeah, he had a knife. He grabbed a motherfucking knife. He was on the phone with 911, screaming to my mom, "What's the address? What's the address?" I ain't not interfering whatsoever. I went down the hall in the room for like 2 seconds, turned back out the room, come back down the hall, heading towards the front door. I'm like, "Hey, I'm just gonna leave, guys." I tell my mom and dad, like, "Hey, I'm just leaving. Sorry that happened, but I'm gonna leave." He's screaming the whole time in the kitchen, got this knife, and he's like, "Here he comes again! Here he comes! He's coming after me again! I'm gonna have to stab him!" And I just fucking laughed at his bitch ass, like, "Yeah, you're gonna have to stab me, okay? Well, you see what happened when you thought you were gonna have to fight me? You gotta know how to stab too." But anyway, so my wallet, keys, and phone are in my fucking Simpsons pants when I came in the door. We have the little tussle. My car keys fell out of my pants. So, like I said, he's on the phone screaming with 911, this and that and the other with a knife. So I'm like, where the fuck are these keys at? So, I ain't got time to stick around. So, like I told the stream earlier, I left out, and less than 30 seconds later, the cops were showing up, lights, sirens, everything activated. It wasn't an intruder. He was already at the house whenever I came back there. And then so I smashed, hit like 2 or 3 little quick turns, like you go down like 2 houses, 3 houses in the neighborhood, or a turn or whatever. Turn down, they're like not very long streets in this neighborhood. Got on my phone and was like blibbly bloop blah blah blah. And I got rescued, picked up, came back, took a nap. Came back, took a shower and shit, relaxed. Then I went live and streamed for a little while this morning. Then I went and fucking rescued both my cars.